Well, welcome back everybody. Today I am fishing the mighty Chesil beach. So you might have seen from some of the community posts or some of the Instagram posts, I had to come down to Bristol for work midweek. It's August bank holiday weekend. I've got loads of holidays to use. I thought, why not sling a few days in. I'm down here fishing today with a fellow YouTuber. It's small tides, I think about 2 metre tides. It's been flat calm. In fact, last night when we were sat in the van, the wind changed and really picked up. So it was a strong onshore wind last night. It's now blowing straight in your face, straight over my back, straight down the beach. It's picked the sea up a little bit, which hopefully will give it a bit of movement. Otherwise, yeah, really small tides, not a lot happening in the last couple of days, flat calm. Not the best competitions to come fishing in. But having said that, this year has turned into one of those years. Every time I look, I'm looking on tides, I'm looking on winds, I'm looking on lunar cycles, and you think you've picked the ideal conditions to go fishing in, and it's been fruitless. Other times I've looked at conditions and thought, no way will that fish, and it's fished its nuts off. So who knows what might happen. Right, awful moments then. I haven't done one of these for a while, but believe me and you, I still haven't. A lot of people comment and say, why do you call yourself the awful angler? Well, here's a prime example. So we're down in the Sprinter in the camper van. Normally in the back of there I run a little cool box off the leisure batteries, and I put my bait and stuff in there. Normally keeps things frozen and fresh for a good 2 or 3 days without having to do anything spectacular. Anyway, come down this week. I called in at Real Fun Portishead on Thursday afternoon after I'd finished work to pick up some bait. I picked up some frozen squid, some frozen crab, etc, and 3 packs of fresh lugworm. Now in that cool box, wrapped up, they should have kept nice for a good couple of days. Unfortunately, that cool box has died. So the worms have spent the last day and a half cooking in the back of the van. So the moment of truth is upon us. I haven't unpackaged these yet for fear of knowing what their fate is, but let's find out. So pack number 1, let's see what these look like. Oh, they're all gonna be complete mush. They're not feeling very good, guys. They're not feeling good at all. Let's have a look. Yeah, they're all dead. Oh, gutted. Yeah, none of them are recoverable. Right, I have got a plan B, and I'll show you exactly what that is. Right, so plan B is I've taken a load of them worm and I've mushed them, stuffed them in a squid tube, put a few more in, mushed them, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to fish them just like this. It means I'm going to be fishing changing the baits a lot more often than I want it to be, but you've got to make the best of a bad situation, and that is what you're left with. Like I say, that's probably going to wash out in about 5-10 minutes flat, but it's a bait nonetheless. Oh, that's a bite. That was a bite on the small gear. So I know the cod runs on. I've watched multiple videos. Frankly, give it another month or 2 and I'll be able to catch cod on my own coast. So as much as I have got a pennel rig out with squid and worm on, you can't come all the way down onto the south coast as a northerner I not want to look for some of the more exotic species that are on offer. So I've got the pennel rig out, I've also got a 3-hook flapper rig out. On there I'm just using small squid baits, target or bream, red snapper, gurnard. I've never caught a gurnard from the shore. Caught plenty off the boats before, but never had one off the shore. That is a bite. I am going to get into this one. Let me bring you back. Well, that was a cracking bite. I don't know if it'll have picked it up in the big camera because I have set it so far away. But yeah, cracking little knock on the 3-hook flapper. It came back, the squid stripped off one of the hooks. I'll run you through the setup really quickly while we've got a minute. Well, it's a big beach, which I thought warranted big rods. So for today, I brought down with me the Any Fish Anywhere GBFS Pros. On there, they're coupled up to my Penn Spinfishers. For the terminal tackle, like I said before, I'm fishing one rod with a pulley panel. And the other rig is a 3-hook flapper. Bait wise, I've had an absolute nightmare. It's my fault, I should have checked it more often. It's always been a reliable workhorse, but c'est la vie, what can you do? So we're going to fish anyway. I'm down here fishing with a fellow YouTuber. I'll get him on camera in a minute. And he has said he's got plenty of wraps of frozen blacks. He's got plenty of frozen squid as well. So if we do find that my bait's absolute dog, he's very graciously offered to bung me some of his. I've told Sarah I'll be back for tea time. Caveated that with I'll be back at least to put Jack to bed, which is normally about 8 o'clock. So let's just see how we get on. The weather, if this wind had died off, it would be ridiculously hot. Well, that is that horrible manky blown worm and squid combo I put out. It's been out there half an hour and it actually looks a lot better than I was expecting it to. So the day might not be over just yet. Coffee Crunch biscuits. Rather expensive Coffee Crunch biscuits from the campsite shop. Well, I just fancy some biscuits, and these are the tastiest looking ones. So, oh, drop that. Don't leave your rubbish behind. Take your rubbish with you, folks. Let's have a look. See what these are like, eh? Coffee biscuits with a taint of blown lugworm. Yeah, it's like a coffee in a biscuit. These are like a coffee in a biscuit, and they are crunchy, so they do exactly as they say on the tin, which is rare these days. Yeah. Yeah, good. Nom 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 nom. Probably only get half a dozen biscuits, right? But still half a dozen biscuits. Where's the nutritional value? 5 servings, serving size, 2 biscuits. Amount per serving is 150 calories. Right, just rebaited. I'm going to bring the camera down because keep saying we're going to do a bit of filming together and we never do. We just end up yakking. So I'm going to start the recording now and I'll come down and I'll show you who it is I'm actually fishing alongside today. And it's one and only Ade from Fish and Chippies.
Hi guys, how you doing? You alright?
So yeah, we're down on Chesil Beach. Dropped Ade a message saying that we were coming down. And yeah, here we are, all set up.
Yeah, we're all set up and we're not catching any fish at the minute.
No. So yeah, we've been fishing, what, 3 hours now? What time are we at?
Yeah, I think we got down about sort of just after 9 o'clock. We've walked for probably about 4 hours now. Been getting lots of bites, but nothing's coming in. This is what I'm getting now. Look, everything's coming back completely stripped. All the hooks are stripped. And that's what's happening. I reckon I'm feeling the lines. I don't think it's crabs. Maybe it's small bream, I'm not sure. But yeah, so I managed to con Alex to come down here saying how good it was, and we haven't caught nothing.
Yeah, it's certainly turning into the beach of broken dreams, but yeah, it's all going. As I've shown you earlier, I've had a nightmare with bait. You've not got that excuse, have you?
Well, I mean, I have said you can have some.
Yeah, I've said that.
I don't want you to be in any disadvantage.
And I've said it's my own stubbornness. I'm going to finish these sloppy, horrible worms up before I come begging, borrowing, and stealing some blacks. So
no, we'll make sure you get some of them. Definitely.
But yeah, I mean, it's tough going. It
is tough. I mean, you can see the conditions out there. I thought, looking at it, it looks, you know, stirred up. It looks, it's got fish written all over it. But how many times have I said that before?
So,
but yeah, I mean, a beautiful day though. Listen, look, that's what we're here for, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, cracking. I'd like to say if the wind dropped down, it'd be a little bit better. But like I said earlier, small tides. If the wind wasn't here picking this sea up a little bit, I think we'd probably be even worse off than we are. We
might be, but again, I've been in that position before where I've looked at it and thought it's flat calm, we've got no chance today, and bang, we have another red letter day, and it's this beach all over, unfortunately. You can come here and catch as much as you like, and then I don't know, sometimes it just doesn't happen. But I'm still optimistic.
Yeah, me as well, yeah.
Fingers are crossed and everything.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, fingers crossed. I mean, got to get something on. Well,
yeah, there's something out there, definitely something out there. So yeah, we'll carry on fishing. I'll use the rest of my sloppy bait up, and then I'll come and get some of Ade's quality stuff off of him.
I'm gonna have it on camera that I've given you it, because I don't want him talking about me afterwards. Right, there you go. Take a wrap of fresh blacks.
What a gentleman. I saw him pick them out of his rubbish bag. But yeah,
all right,
I've got zero excuses now, so yeah, we'll carry on fishing. Hopefully we'll get you back with some fish on the deck.
Fingers crossed, yeah.
But yeah, like I say, everything's out there. We're throwing everything we've got at it. So.
At the minute, yeah, apart from the kitchen sink. No.
Right. That ought to do us, I reckon. I just want to talk about the difference as well between the northerners and the southerners, because if I show you this water, I'll walk you down here. Hopefully it'll show up on the GoPro, and I come here, just show you this. Ade said to me a minute ago, he says, yeah, it's looking really good, we've got some really good colour in the water. Now I tell you what, if I turned up to Easington or Hornsea or any of those sort of places and saw that sort of colour, I think I'd turn around and go home. That to me is crystal clear. Down south, that has got some good colour to it. So yeah. It always amuses me when you see the different locations, different venues, and how people see things differently. So yeah, apparently we've got some good colour, small tides, so we are fishing between us. We're fishing pretty hard. So far, nothing to show for it. Gone and gone. Ade has very kindly made this little baiting tool for me. So what I'm going to do, this is 2 small hermit crab. I'm just going to lash these on like so. Look, now I know people like to completely peel the baits and stuff, but in all honesty I like to have a little bit of movement in my baits so they look a little bit lifelike. According to Ade, all I need to do is slide her off. Now we have a nicely presented bait. Just gonna make sure that elastic sits down like so. Now that should look like pretty realistic naked hermit crab. Well, other than it being an enjoyable afternoon to be out on the beach, it's yeah, it's fairly quiet. Certainly from a fishing perspective anyway. Obviously worms are toast, but still trying them. I've got squid, I've got peelers, and I've got hermit crabs that I've been trying. Ade's just given me a pack of frozen blacks, so I'm going to start launching them out shortly. I think now's the time, desperation's starting to set in. It's just gone 1 o'clock, so I'm going to dig out one of them smaller rigs with smaller hooks. I'm going to bait them with a combination of squid and the tiny little pieces of frozen blacks. See if we can't get a couple of them bream on the deck. They've got to be out there. I was just talking to Ade, his baits are coming back stripped as well. But yeah, hard fishing so far, hard fishing. To that end though, we were just talking actually, because I was asking what it's like for doggies down here, dogfish, lesser spotted cat shark as you want to call them, however you know them. And yeah, Ade, funnily enough, commented and said, oh, I can't remember last time I caught one down here, it used to be snided in them. And that seems to be, if you watch the channel, you'll know I fish all over from, you know, the east coast of Yorkshire to North Wales, south coast, Bristol Channel. Dogfish seem few and far between all over at the minute. So I'd be interested to know whereabouts you fish and what the the dogfish activity is like. Remember that hermit crab bait I put out there? Half an hour later, still looks exactly the same. Like I say, we're both finding it hard fishing today, but Ade fishes down here dead regular. This is sort of his local spot. If you're not already subscribed to his channel, go over and check him out. His channel's called Fish and Chippies. Come down here regular, get over onto the Bristol Channel. We've just been talking about possibly fishing South Wales as well. So yeah, head on over and give him a follow, give him a subscribe. And whilst we're on the subject, don't forget to give me a subscribe as well. So on that note, if you like the content, it's only going to get better. Click the subscribe button, it doesn't cost a penny. If you're watching on your phone, swipe up on the video, should be a load of buttons on there. You'll see the Awful Angler My Ugly Mug holding a cod. Click on that, it'll bring the page up, hit subscribe, job done. If you're watching on your TV, hit pause, click the up button. That will then take you on to highlight the title of the video. Click left, it should take you over to the picture of me holding a cod, the page sort of profile picture if you like. Click on that, it'll come up, it'll give you options that say go to page or subscribe and notifications. Just hit the subscribe button, that's it, done. You won't get spammed with notifications and all that sort of stuff unless you want to hit the notification bell, and then you will get notified every time I upload a video or create a post. It's coming up to cod season. Cod season this season is going to be a good one for me. This winter should be able to get loads of fishing done. Hopefully see a lot more fish on the deck. Well, we can't get less fish on the deck than we are currently, can we? So on that note, thanks for watching. Hopefully by the end of this video we'll get some fish on the deck. I'm going to dig out some smaller rigs and get some smaller hooks out there with some little worm baits, see if we can't find some bream. So what we've got, look, just a little 2-hook flapper rig. It's a little bit blingy if you ask me, but anything to attract the fish in. And on there, like I say, what I'm going to do is I've just got tiny little hooks, tiny little pieces of worm. I think that's about 1/4 of one of the blacks that Ade's just given me. I'm going to put that out there and yeah, see what happens, because I'm not going home on a blank. Came here on the back of 2 blanks, can't go home on the back of yet more blanks. Needs to be beaten, it will be beaten. I am going to do it. Well, look at that weather. Just look at that sunshine behind me. No, it's bloody raining. Raining of all things. I mean, look at that. Not a cloud in the sky and it's pouring down. What a weird day this is turning out to be. You look at it, perfect conditions, not a knock, not a fish. It's been cloudy and overcast most of the morning. Some dark clouds rolling in, thinking, oh, I'm gonna have to get the wet weather gear out in a minute. And then the sun comes out, bright blue skies, it starts raining. Wow, what a weird place this is. What a weird place. It's just gone 3 o'clock, so it's about 20 minutes after high water now. So now's the time I'd expect it to switch on. For me, either an hour after high or an hour after low, so an hour into the flood, an hour into the ebb. That's when you expect it to really go nuts. But having said that, it's raining and clear blue skies, so a leprechaun might turn up with a pot of gold in a minute, who knows. Right, I've decided desperate times call for desperate measures, and I'll make a sacrifice to Poseidon himself. Although he might not see it as a sacrifice, it might just piss him off even more. But hopefully he appreciates that that's about 12 quid's worth of worm there. Get that lot in. Oh. Should get some scent out there, if nothing else. That bag can now go in with all the other rubbish into the rubbish bag, because you don't leave your rubbish behind. I brought everything. Brought wet weather gear, I brought Crocs, I've got shorts in there somewhere. Came kitted up to give it a bloody good go, and a bloody good go we have given it. Having said that, it's just gone 3 o'clock. I've been fishing since about 9:30, 10 o'clock. So, made the decision, 5 o'clock comes, I'll be wrapping up and getting out of here, because it's one thing, if I'm having a red hot session, I don't mind winding Sarah up by turning up obnoxiously late. But it's another thing winding the other half up for a blank. About another 2.5 hours, I'll sling the rest of this bait at it. I've got another pack of them mushy lugworm to go. I'm going to keep chucking them blacks out there as well on the smaller rig. I've got squid left over, I've got some hermit and some peelers left. So baiting up every 15 minutes, I'm going to hit it really hard for this last 2 and a bit hours. I'm chucking all this bait at it, and there's not one fish out there interested. I'm not having it. Not having it at all. Well, if that isn't an untouched bait, I don't know what is. That's zero crab activity. That's 2 of those black lug that Ade's given me. Zero crab activity, and about 30 minutes in the water. We've chucked the kitchen sink at it today. Ade's fished his what's-its off. I've been fishing like mad, albeit with not the best bait, but neither of us have had a great deal to talk about, really. Yeah, what can you do? If the fish aren't there, you can't catch them. I am determined this will not be my last session on Chesil while we're down here this weekend. I need to keep Sarah sweet, so I think tomorrow we're going to a sausage and cider festival. Hopefully, if I can get some sausage and cider, it might buy me a couple more hours fishing. Well, folks, last casts are in. As you might be able to see behind me, Ade's packing up. We've given it everything today. It's been an absolute pleasure fishing alongside Ade. It's great to get out. Somebody who knows Chesil Beach, knows the area. I refuse to go home on a blank. Ade's given me a couple of tips, hot tips of locations where to fish. So, like I say, let's see what the rest of the weekend brings. And on that note, thanks for watching, and until next time, take care of yourselves and tight lines.